Okay, in the what are the this topic we have done in the session. So we have started the fourth module. In that we have seen the whatever the concepts we are going to get in the virtual memory, right? So in the virtual memory concept, we have seen that there will be a virtual memory which is present. So only it is able to execute the program only if it is available in the main memory, right? So CPU cannot be execute the program which is present in the secondary memory. It can be execute only the programs which is present in the main memory, right? So as we know that the space or the storage capacity of the main memory is too less, we are not able to load all the programs into the main memory, right? So whatever the programs we can be resident in the secondary memory, so it can be taken to the main memory only if it is required to execute the program by the CPU, right? So that is what we have seen in the virtual memory concept. Okay, so here we'll see that the virtual address space. Okay, so what is a virtual address space? So in this address space, it will going to see that it will start from the 0th to the maximum code. Okay, so in that 0th to the maximum code, so the maximum address space, it is used like, so the unused address space between the two is a whole. So whatever the space we have not used for storing the any of the address, that is any virtual address, we are not able to store. So that particular area we are going to call it as a whole. Here it is started with the 0th value to the maximum value. Okay, so here the coding part which will be present in the this segment, and whatever the data and information, it can be present in the data segment. Okay, so if it can be closed, right? Whatever if the data it has to be increased, so if it is moved, then it can move towards the stack. So if that data information which is to be loaded the stack, then it can move towards the downwards. Okay, so this is how the address space can be managed in the virtual. So here pages it can be shared during the fork function. So it is used to create a new fork. So it can be used to, so why we are using the fork function? To create a so new line, right? So whatever the pages we are loaded here, so if that only the CPU can be able to execute the code if it is present in the main memory, so it can be get it from the secondary memory, so which is capable of storing the more devices or the more programs can be shared there. So here it is the shared library but is using the virtual memory concept. Okay, so how the data can be going to be shared between the different virtual memories. Okay, and the next is the demand paging. Okay, so what is the demand paging here? So only the program or the process it can be executed only if it is required. Okay, so all the programs which is loaded into the main memory cannot be able to execute. So if it is only necessary, then only we are going to execute the particular page. So what is a demand paging? So if there is a demand for the page, it is need to be executed, then only the CPU will going to get that particular page and it going to be executed. Okay, so if there is no requirement and there is no demand to execute the page, then CPU cannot be able to take that particular page. Why? Because so simply if that CPU is going to take the particular page, it will going to take the, so the wastage of the time and as well as the wastage of the memory and wastage of the CPU utilization. Okay, so to avoid all those things, we are not able to execute all the program which is resided in the main memory. Okay, so only if it is necessary, then only we are able to execute in the CPU. So in this demand paging, we are going to see the swap out and the swap in concept. So like we have already seen that if for example this is a program A and this is a program B. Okay, so if to execute the program A, some of the input output operations are required. Okay, so to get that input output operations, so it requires the more amount of time to get that input output operations. Okay, so till that it has to get the input output operation, CPU has to be kept quiet. So due to that there is no job for the CPU to kept idle or quiet. So what that it will going to do? So it will do the swap out to the secondary storage. So in the secondary storage, whatever the program it is required to execute the input output operations, it can be swapped out into the secondary storage. Okay, so in that secondary storage, so if some programs or some process which is already ready to be executed. So those programs, it can be again come back into this particular main memory. So if already the space is available in the program, so because whatever the space which is get by the swapping out, so that particular area, it can be occupied by the another program which is present in the secondary memory. So if there will be a availability of all the CPU utilization and input output operation, so then it will going to execute the program. So once it is executed the program, it can be come out from the main memory. So once it come out from the main memory, so again the space will be available. So that particular space or area, again it can be taken back that particular program which is already done the swap out. Okay, so the main concept and this demand, so the main concept in this demand paging, so only the pages, it can be loaded into the main memory only if it is required. Okay, simply the CPU cannot be loaded, operating system cannot be loaded all the pages into the main memory. So here, similar into the paging system with the swapping. So like in the previous section, what we have seen like swap out and the swapping function. So in the paging, same concept, it's going to be work in the demand paging. Okay, so the page is needed reference to hit. So for example, if the particular page, if it is required to execute, then you can going to execute a particular value. Invalid reference, so if that whatever the page you have loaded, so it is doesn't having the I bit. So here we have seen the valid and as well as the invalid bit. So in the page into the memory, main concept in this demand paging. So until unless the page, if it is required, okay, so never you're going to swap that particular page into the memory. So unless all the programs, all the page, it has to be needed. Okay, so that is we're going to call it as a lazy swapper. Okay, so this is what the valid bit and the invalid bit. Okay, so for example, particular frame number, so this is a page table. In this page table, it contains the frame number followed by the valid and invalid bit. So if that particular frame number, it is associated with the valid bit, so then has page number. If it is associated with the frame number, so that if it is in a valid bit, so then it can be loaded into the physical memory. Frame is an invalid, there is no frame available for the associated page number, so then we are not able to load into the physical memory. Okay, so that is what the valid and invalid bit. So look into this example, it is an illogical memory. So these are the page numbers, okay, 0 to 7 are the page number. So and this is an a page table. So this is a physical memory and this is an a secondary storage. Okay, so in this logical memory, look into this page table. So these are the frame numbers. Okay, so this is the page number. So what is the frame number for the page 0?
4.
Yes, the page number for this page 0 is an a 4. Okay, so the corresponding bit is an a valid bit. So if it is an a valid bit, so then it can the particular page number. So that is what page 0. So that page 0, it is associated with the offset, that is a. Now that A can be stored in the physical memory. So in the same manner, so look into this. What is the page number? What is the frame number for the page 1? Is it any?
Nothing is
Yes, nothing is allocated. So there is a 0 value, that is a 0, the frame number, which is for the page table, that is a page number. So now it is, we are going to call it as an invalid bit. So that particular offset value, that is the B, we are not able to load into the physical memory. Okay, so if it is present in the secondary memory, so if it is required, then only we have to load into the main memory. So next 6, it is an frame number that is associated to the page number 2. So it is a valid bit, so that page page 2. So what is the offset associated with the page 2 in the logical memory?
C.
Yes, tell me.
C, ma'am.
Yes, C, right? So that C can be loaded into the physical memory. So in the same manner, there will be an invalid bit for the 3 and the 4. Okay, so that is what frame number is a 0 for the page 3 and as well as the page 4. So next to the page number 5, it is associated with the frame number, that is 9. So it is a valid bit. This is a frame number. So at the frame number 9, we are going to load that particular offset, that is a F. Okay. So and next 6th and the 7th. So these two are the different frame numbers which is having the invalid bit. So these, the 6 and 7, that is what G and the H offset values, it can be stored in the secondary memory. So executed. Okay, so this is how the page table is going to happen, or it is in the not in the main memory. So the next concept is the page fault. Okay, so what is the page fault? So if the CPU wants to execute some page, so that particular page, if it is not available in the main memory, that particular page, if it is not available in the main memory, so then we are going to call it as a page fault. So by default, this page, it can be available in the secondary memory. So but that page, if it is not available in the main memory, then we are going to call it as a page fault. Okay, so if the page fault is occurred, we have to handle that by taking the different steps. That is what, it is already available in the secondary memory, we have to load into the main memory, then the CPU will going to execute the task. Okay, so we'll see that how the what are the different steps in handling the page fault. Okay, so these are the different steps which is handling the page fault. So I will explain this. First, to take down this diagram. Let's take down this diagram. Yes, is it completed? Is still you're writing or it is
No.
done? Okay, take. Make a note of these numbers also. These are the different steps which is going to be handled in the page fault.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, what about others? Ganesh? Ganesh.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the different steps in handling the page fault. Okay, so we have seen that what is the page fault. So the required page it is not available in the main memory, then we are going to call it as a page fault. Okay, so if that page fault is occurred, so that whatever the page we have required, if it is not available in the main memory, then what are the different steps we have to take. Okay, so this is the first step. So what is the first step? The particular value, if it is the particular page, if it is not available, so this is the load m. Okay, so this is a some of the instructions. Okay, so CP will going to give the some of the instructions. So that particular page, if it is not available here, so then what will happen in this page table? So first it will going to look into the page table. Okay, so in this page table, this is a frame number, so associated with the valid and the invalid bit. So here in the valid and the invalid bit, it is going to be show the invalid bit. So what is that invalid bit? Indicates that the associated frame number it is not available for the particular page. Okay, so if that it is showing it is an invalid bit, so then that operating system it will going to give you an error, that is a trap error. Okay, so what is the first step? It will CPU will going to execute the instruction, so it will going to check that particular page number if it is available in the page table. So the corresponding frame number is not available, so it is associated with an invalid bit. So if it is an invalid bit, then the operating system it will going to execute an error. So that error we are going to call it as a trap error. Okay, so once it is executed the error, so then what that operating system will do, again the page is on the backing store. So we have already known that that particular page if it is not present in the main memory, so then by default so it can be presented in the secondary memory, that is a backing storage. So this is the secondary storage. So due to the space availability is not in the main memory, so we are loaded some of the pages into the secondary storage device. So here the page is on the backing store. So now whatever the page we have required, so that it can be present in the secondary storage. Okay, so in that secondary storage, so whatever that particular page we have required, we are going to get that particular page. Okay, so it brings in the missing page. So what is the page we have missing here? So that particular page we are going to load it into the memory. So wherever the space is free, so wherever we have allocated the free frame, so in that free frame we are going to allocate the particular page. Okay, so here we have allocated the particular page. So once we have allocated, so we have done with the frame number, we have added the frame number to the whatever the page have taken from the secondary storage device. So here in this frame number, so now it is why we want to reset the page table, because in the beginning there is no frame number which is associated to the invalid bit, or whatever the page we have required from the secondary storage device, that it can be loaded into the main memory. So we have loaded in the wherever that free space is available, we have loaded into the page, we have to do the reset. So the reset page will going to be, so then again starts the instruction. So now page it is available, so then it will going to execute by the CPU. So this is the important questions like, so if that particular we are going to face the page fault, so then these are the 6 different steps are there to handle the pages fault. First we have to check in the page table, so whether that bit, that is a frame number, if it is available or not. So by being given an error message. So now what the operating system will do, operating system it is going to take that particular page, get back that at the free frame, wherever the space is available, at that particular place it is going to be loaded. So we have reset the page table. So now the frame number is now. This is how we are going to handle the page fault. If you have any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Yes, others? Yes, Rashmi, Himabindu. Yes, Reddy, Himabindu. Yes, Rashmi, I'm audible to you, right?
Now it's audible, ma'am. While you're explaining, it was not.
During explanation, you are not able to hear my voice?
No, ma'am.
Yes, Sahana? Sahana. Yes, Rachita?
Yes, ma'am.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಂದ?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್.
ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಈಗಲೂ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? Yes, Rashmi?
Now it's proper, ma'am.
Okay, I will repeat that. Yes, Rashmi?
Yes, ma'am.
ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ವಾ ಈ ಥರ?
No, ma'am. ನೀವು ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು.
ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I will repeat once again that concept. Okay, so this is the next concept, that is a page fault. Okay, so what is the page fault? Yes, at what time you're not able to. So if you're not able to listen my voice, you people can stop me at any time, okay? So the next concept is the page fault. Okay, so what is the page fault? So the particular page, if it is not available in the main memory, then we are going to call it as a page fault. Okay, so by default, if the page is not available in the main memory, so then it in the piece of memory, then we are going to call it as a page fault. Okay, so these are the different steps in handling the page fault. Okay, so what are the different fault? So there will be 6 different steps are there. So first one is the CPU informs the particular frame number is available in the page table or not. Okay, so and there is a I bit, that is a invalid. So that particular frame number, it is not available in the going to be executed. Why? Because so the associated frame number, it is not available in the page table. So once it is executed the trap message, so next is the operating system. So what the operating system will do, so it going which is required, it can be as a backing store. So whatever the pages if you are missed in the main memory, so those pages it can be present in the secondary memory. So here all the pages are present, so that whatever the particular page
Ma'am, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
You as required. Okay, I will stop it here itself. Okay, I will repeat tomorrow once again.